Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
And this week we're talking about the episode, same time, same place. Alrighty, so Willow is flying back to America, and Buffy, Dawn, and Xander are waiting for her to get off the plane.
Yeah.
And Xander has a sign drawn with a yellow crayon, because that's a reference to when he was talking to Willow on the bluffs.
Ah.
Because it was about when she broke a yellow crayon in kindergarten and cried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty great. So then Willow gets off the plane, but she doesn't see her friends waiting for her. And we see a young man spray painting walls at a construction site as a demon taunts him from the shadows and then attacks. Willow ends up letting herself into Buffy's house, which appears to be vacant. And basically what's happening is that, like, Willow's kind of in one timeline and her friends are kind of in another.
I like how they set it up. So, like, it shows you the time, and Willow goes through, and then it shows you the exact same time, and now Buffy and the gang kind of arrive at the house. Like, they were there at the same time, so basically that they're both there simultaneously.
And it's not like it's different timelines. It's kind of like that, like, Willow isn't visible to her friends and, like, they're not visible to her.
Yeah.
They all exist within the same dimension, but they cannot see each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as it sort of sits, I had the brain fart of, wait a minute, did I accidentally push the rewind button on this thing I'm watching? Why is this playing over again?
Yeah, they play some scenes twice because they have different perspectives.
Yeah.
So, like, Spike can see everybody.
Spike and Anya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to question that, like, right
demons.
at the very beginning, because it was like, oh, is this the same thing? Oh, Willow can't see anybody. That's not good.
Yeah, and because Spike and Anya are demons, they can see everybody.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, Anya can see them, Spike can see them, and they figure out that they have to go after this demon that they find is living in a cave that they say is a parasite, even though that's not technically correct, because a parasite wouldn't kill its host.
Yeah, in that sort of sense.
Uh-huh.
Because nerdy science facts. Anyway, so this demon, if it, like, bites you or whatever, it, like, paralyzes you.
I think it was more...
Oh, no, if it
more
scratches.
from its claws.
Yeah. So Dawn's left paralyzed, which is quite funny.
I can't remember the specific term for it, but it was mannequin paralyzed, where you move their legs and they can be left suspended.
It's very good.
Dawn did not find it funny, though.
Well, of course not. It's not funny if it happens to you. If it happens to somebody else, it's fucking hilarious.
Is that Schadenfreude? Yeah, I suppose misery from other people's pain.
I mean, joy from other people's misery.
Yeah, thank you.
So basically, Buffy and Xander go back to this cave after they realize that Willow's there. I forget exactly how they do that, but then Willow's kind of there trying to fight the demon, and then eventually Willow gets attacked by the demon, and it's like slowly ripping her skin off, which is a really cool effect.
Yes, and also a wonderful case of
it's super creepy. It's so good.
I believe it was Anya that came over and said something about where Willow was.
Yeah, that's right. And then we see, basically, Willow becomes visible to everyone after they defeat the demon by, like, poking its eyes out. Just like, ugh.
That's great.
I hate anything involving the eyes wigs me out immediately.
Just with, Buffy's bare thumbs.
Oh, man, I have a thing for you, Monsieur Parr. But we'll save that for later.
Buffy and Xander look where they think Willow is while Anya runs for help, and slowly the spell making them invisible wears off. Willow is revealed to see her friends and glad they didn't abandon her. At the end of the episode in the morning, we see Willow meditating and using magic from the earth to regrow the skin she lost, which is kind of a fucking cool little thing.
Yeah, she has that magical power. She might as well use them.
Buffy stops by and talks with Willow. Willow reveals that her fear of seeing her friends and their judgment of her led to the invisibility problem.
Yeah.
Buffy confesses that she briefly suspected Willow of the grotesque killing because the one victim was skinned because the demon ate the skin.
Yeah, he was...
And drank the blood.
Yeah.
But Willow doesn't seem to blame her for that. Willow struggles to start meditating again because she's still weak. Buffy offers her Slayer strength and joins in the meditation.
Yay, friendship meditation.
Yeah. And, like, Willow's got her, like, stomach all bandaged because that's where, like, the demon was, like, peeling the skin off. And the bandages are, like, all bloody and stuff. It actually looks pretty cool. So, a little kind of casting note. So, Camden Toy, the actor who played the flesh-eating demon, has been on the show before.
Okay.
He was previously one of the gentlemen in Hush.
Oh, interesting.
He will have a recurring role later in this season, and he will also play a character in an episode of Angel.
Okay.
All under heavy makeup.
Well, that's honestly not too surprising, because I was thinking about the two roles. The one, he didn't speak, because, again, Hush. But with this one, it definitely sort of works. But, oh boy, that demon. No,
it's a cool design.
It is.
It's very, like, troll-like.
Nah. Again, appearance-wise, you wouldn't think that much, but, the things of the paralyzed and just, I'm just gonna have some fun tearing out your skin.
And, like, the other thing that's really cool to me about the makeup is, like, how much he can move around in it. Like, it's not just a big bodysuit where he's kind of like, nah, but he can actually, like, move around and do stuff.
Arg.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I think in most of those sort of cases, it's a lot more of the particular face makeup and other sorts of things. The particular outfit he was wearing was a little bit more simple, nothing super constricting, especially not like that crazy robot in the first season.
Yeah, but, like, you compare the makeup in, like, season 1 to this, it's not even close. Like, this is much better.
Oh man, don't forget about that snake demon, though.
I love some of the shitty effects they have in season 1 and 2. Remember the tentacles coming out of the Hellmouth?
Oh boy.
Remember the demon from the internet?
Yes, of course. How could I forget?
Oh, it's
or the mayor.
More CGI.
That was CGI, and it wasn't really that bad.
It was okay.
Like, it's bad, but if you consider at the time, for like 97 or 98, whatever that was, it was pretty okay.
Nah.
Yeah. For TV CG.
Yeah. So for music, it is all just original score by our new composer, which is Douglas Romaine. I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce his name. International titles. So in German, Willow's World.
I guess that makes sense.
And in French, Vice Versa.
Okay.
Which kind of works.
Kinda, yeah.
But is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be the question of what the actual title within France is, or French is, without translating it, because
It's Vice Versa.
Perfect.
It's not like we're translating Japanese.
Yeah, true. I'm wondering.
Yeah, and that's not an English phrase.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's Latin, but I could be wrong.
Well, if it's Latin, it goes to just about everybody's.
Yes.
The Gnarl, that's the demon in the episode, eating Willow's skin, probably the second most grotesque thing we've seen on the show. Other than when Willow skinned the dude. This is probably the other grossest thing we've seen.
Nah, it's true. We'll possibly have to double check a couple of episodes, make our top 10 most gross scenes within Buffy!
I don't think you're going to top those two. Because, like, the show doesn't really do a whole lot of, like, violence or anything.
Aside from that one thing that gave you traumatic memories when you were kids.
Oh, well, yeah, but, like, that, looking back on it, is really cheesy. Like, there's a lot of this stuff that, like, there's violence, but it's never, like, disturbing. With a few exceptions. Like, they don't routinely, like, cut people's heads off and have, like, blood shooting out or something. Like, it's not that kind of a show. It's very much made for, like, teenagers.
Definitely.
Alright, so, also, for viewership for this episode, 4.9 million viewers, which is only down slightly from the previous week.
Yeah, staying very strong, yeah.
So, speaking of next week. you're going to need to get some help. Because we're going to be watching the episode Help, where Buffy has her first, I think it's her first day as a quote-unquote kind of sort of counselor.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have a degree, so they can't call her a counselor.
Yeah, no.
Where a student comes in and tells her that she's going to die on Friday.
You know, just the normal thing that every student sort of says.
Yay!
What will happen? Well, it's going to be a lot like a season 1 or 2 episode. In
Good.
a way.
Good.
Which actually is good, because those are usually the most fun.
Yeah. Alright.
Alrighty, so until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.